best of 3 coming out here on GG Leagues. We're going to be taking a look over at the Illinois Division A here between the Gigastuck Gamers and the Cleveland State League of Legends team. My name is Mercenary, and right now we are experiencing a few technical difficulties here and there, but currently over on the other side they're studying with Pro Draft, so we are just going to wait and we'll show you guys what's happening with the actual draft once it starts. But I can tell you right now, it's going to be a very, interesting matchup here. We have some good bans and some good picks, along with a brand new synergy that I recently just saw with what is it? I'm so sorry. I'm so confused. A spot. Yeah, once again, we are trying to work out some technical difficulties right now. So. Yeah. Yes, we do. Alright. You guys are showing up slowly but surely here. So if you have any questions to ask me, I'm definitely down. I would start telling you guys what I'm seeing right now, but I normally could tell visuals are better than just words itself. Hold themselves. I don't know. I'm bad at English. Having a great day in the hot sun right now. As we are going on right now, they're almost done here with Pro Draft. But yeah. Great day, great fun. Oh boy. What excitement. Now they're starting to wrap up the band phase here, and they're eventually gonna go to picks. How am I doing today? Hyperactive, I guess is the best way to put it. I've had to do a lot today, so I have a lot of energy from consistently freaking out. For those who don't know, my birthday is actually coming up here on Tuesday. So I'm excited. I've been trying to set up an appointment to get my driver's license renewed for when I turn 21, to get my enhanced one. But it's quite difficult when everything is kind of checked out for the most part, but I do have an appointment there. Along with hunting for a house. It's great. Great time. It's a fun time. I am in absolute chaos right now. But as we are wrapping up here, ooh, definitely interesting. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun match. I know it's gonna be fun. You guys get to deal with my wonderful solo casting, as everyone tends to tell, but I get to blow off some energy. I would say blow off some steam, but it's hot enough in here already, so I don't really need to do that. But yeah. Oh boy. After this, I get to go and plan more for apartments. Oh boy. What are your thoughts on Yumi coming back into the meta? I'm neutral about it. I do think Yumi is an annoying character. She allows for a lot of extra healing, but you also lose that extra fight. That extra champion on the team, so it's pretty much a 4v5 with them just randomly healing and randomly sending out ranged attacks. But it's interesting. It's kind of a pain, but if you're able to focus whoever Yumi's on, especially during solo, you can shut her down pretty quickly because she is very reliant, especially on those starter items, like getting the Grail and whatnot. But I don't think she's awful here. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting time and a half. I can tell you that much. All right, here looks like we're just wrapping up Pro Draft, and we're gonna be diving directly into regular draft right now. Almost here. Second it does, you guys will see it on screen, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun. Alright. Very interesting team comps we do have here today, but nothing outside of the meta besides two of the characters I would say are kind of outside of the meta right now. Nonetheless. Multiple R's in chat as we are waiting for one of the players to start up the match here. I don't have much in the way of commentary. I've been working and busy all day. And look at that, we're officially into regular draft right now. You guys will see that on your screen in just a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and start spoiling it for you as we're going through. First ban over on the side of Gigastuck, which are going to be over on the blue side. They're going to be banning the Amumu out of the jungle. Not a very common pick we see a lot, but definitely a good team fighter, allowing for a lot of open ganks. 5 more seconds here until the next ban, as they're going to be banning out the Thresh, an amazingly good support. Seen a lot in the common meta, especially for hooks, along with Nassus. Over for Gigastuck again, they're going to be banning out the Anivia. You don't see Bird Brain very much in matches, but she definitely allows for quick wave clear, and one of the definitions of control mage. And we have Cleveland State banning out the Zoe from the mid lane as well. Strong mid laner, but no one really likes seeing her, so it's going to be an interesting time with her gone out of the way. And then a Bard ban coming out for Gigastuck, and an Echo ban coming out for Cleveland State for the last bans here. Strong support, seen a lot more play recently, as we have not seen him that much in the meta. And Echo, always a great mid laner and or jungler. And we are now diving right into the pick phase. So we have Camille up top and Graves in the jungle over for Gigastuck Gamers. Camille, bit of an interesting pick, but Graves has seen a lot more play in pro play recently. Always a great jungler there. And over on the side of Cleveland State, we have a Renekton top and an Olaf jungle. Mid picks are locking in now, as we have a Rumble mid over on the side of Gigastuck, and over on the side of Cleveland State, they have a Syndra. So we have top, jungle, and mid all picked out for both teams. Very interesting picks nonetheless. I would currently give just based off of characters alone, I would give that edge over to Cleveland State. The Renekton is terrifyingly strong, along with Olaf and Syndra. Syndra doing a lot of pretty well done with stuns. The Camille is an interesting pick, especially against a Renekton, as she does have the ability to get away, but if Renekton's able to catch up with her, then it might spell out a death sentence here. But Graves has seen a lot more pro play recently, and so he's always a good jungler. And Rumble's just an odd pick, in my opinion. As we're diving into more, rest of the bands have come out with Skarner and Kog'Maw over on the side of Gigastuck, and over on the side of Cleveland State, it's going to be the Galio and Lissandra. They don't like those mid laners. And the last picks have gone through, and so I'll just quickly list them out here. For the side of Gigastuck Gamers over on the blue, we have Camille, Rumble, Ezreal, and Pyke. And over on the side of Cleveland State, we have Renekton, Olaf, Syndra, Misfortune, and Yuumi. Some very interesting comps here. The Ezreal Graves is definitely a strong one, but a Pyke with hooks is a very interesting pick nonetheless. I will give the edge currently just off of picks alone to Cleveland State. That's a lot of strong players with some pretty strong ults nonetheless. Good for team fights, but we have been surprised before in this division. Gigastuck could definitely surprise us here. Well, we have a couple seconds left here before we go down onto the Rift. I'm sorry you guys weren't able to see the pro draft, but you'll definitely be seeing the game here as it comes up. There's about 10 seconds left. Let's see who's going to take this first match of the best of three for the Illinois Division A match today. See you guys down in the Rift in just a couple minutes here. Oh boy. I must have just not seen it, because I didn't see it when I booted up stream, but I guess everyone else saw it. Probably. Oh well. Worked out in the end. Actually, it wasn't. What did I write down on that? Where did I toss it at? Right there. It wasn't 990. It was 90. Okay. Oh. I was freaking out. What's up? Alrighty, and welcome back, GGLeagues fans, to this wonderful match. I got confused earlier, so sorry about that, but now we're diving in this match without any issues here. Over on the blue side, we have Gigastuck Gamers, and over on the red side, we have the Cleveland State League of Legends team. This is once again a title match for, well, not title match, if only. This is a best of 3 for the Illinois Division A match here. Once again, my name is Mercenary, a comprehension of non-existent English. An embodiment of all things insanity. Speaking of insanity, we have a very interesting fight up here in top lane. little bit of poke damage here, but meanwhile, down here in the mid lane as well, more poke damage as well as they were looking for some aggressive wards. Quick Q landed by Syndra there, but the flash hook coming out from Pyke here for an early kill. This Olaf getting shut down immediately. A flash and ignite burned from Pyke here, but he doesn't care. He got his top laner first blood. Meanwhile, on the bot lane here, there's a little bit of fight happening right now. Solid damage from MF on top of this Ezreal. She does have the early lane here, especially in damage. Q's landing left and right. The heal getting popped immediately. Ezreal landing some solid shots, but Pyke is coming up from behind. The heal landing on top. The flash trying to solidate that damage there. Let's get a spell out MF's dead here as another kill comes out here for Ezreal. Landing a double kill, 3-0, and we're not even 2 minutes into the match. Oh my god. Try to recap there. Pyke burned all of his sums to get the first blood and picked off Yuumi at the end there. She was not around the corner to help. And MF burned both of her sums trying to get the drop onto Ezreal and ended up failing in the end. And Yuumi just got picked up like cannon fodder. Real unfortunate sight there, but gamers are on point today. Meanwhile, as we're looking top here, it's going to be a very interesting matchup. As I was saying before, between the Renekton and the Camille, ended up strange there. But meanwhile, as things are going on, it looks like Graves ended up stealing Gromp from just under the watch of Olaf there. Quick damage comes out in the end, but meanwhile on the top lane, a little bit of skirmish is happening, while in the mid lane, Graves is looking for something. The combo's landed off by Renekton here, but some quick healing coming out for Camille's got spelled. The flash trying to get the drop on him, and the flash to get away. E is landing up, the stun is coming out here. Only level 2, it's looking dicey up in that top lane. But we might see something happen here as Graves is looking up there. The back is coming out. Graves popping the damage, is able to show up, and with a few autos and a quick ability, he gets the kill for himself. An extra kill for Gigastuck gamers as well. I'm talking fast. I've got a lot of energy. So if you guys can't keep up, I am from Michigan. We are known for talking fast. Anywho, as the match continues here, a quick missed hook from Pyke looking to do something. I honestly don't know what there. And Ezreal taking some Q damage. Even early on, it's looking deadly almost. Pyke having to walk away to try to regain some health after taking continuous shots from the MF there. But meanwhile, in the mid lane, a quick stun and a triple landing on top of there for the Syndra. Unfortunately, no electrocute. She did not land the Q on top of Rumble there. Ooh, the quick flash from Syndra is gonna save her life from the hook from Pyke. But meanwhile, Olaf's looking low and Graves is looking hungry. The hunt continues, but meanwhile in the top lane here, we have Camille fighting the Renekton. Olaf is able to catch up in the end, flashing over the wall to keep himself safe, but meanwhile Pyke is down in the bot lane. He's looking for the stun, but missing it, landing the Q instead along with the ignite. But Ezreal's not looking too hot here himself. He's gonna get shut down. Pyke is going to pick himself up a kill, and now it's just Yuumi left right now. A Q charge is coming off. Yumi's not looking too well. The E is going to save her for now, but if she can't get to the tower in time, that'll spell death sentence. Well, speak of the devil, she was able to. Oh boy, get this man another caster. If only, my friend, if only. But people are busy, and I am alive. Whew! Crazy match so far. But looking across the board, Ezreal has a double kill along with every member except for Rumble having a kill under their belt. Farm is going in the way of Camille up in the top lane as she's been getting the drop on top of this Renekton. Speaking of which, a quick he is going to possibly spell death sentence, but Camille's taking a few tower shots. Something might not work out here. Olaf also running away from the scuttle here, but Rumble knows what's going on, and they're able to get that scuttle for the first Drake. As we continue, Camille's holding the top lane hostage while jungle's staying pretty even, though a kill ahead is definitely a spell some trouble here for this Olaf. Meanwhile on the mid lane, Rumble is holding the farm advantage for not long, but down here in the bot lane, it's pretty close to even, but MF is going to be holding that farm difference. But Ezreal's holding the kill one up ahead, along with Pyke also holding a kill for himself as well from earlier on. But speaking of Pyke, he's down here in the mid lane, landing the Q, but not the E. The flames and the fire are burning it down this Syndra. Pyke is looking for the auto, but with no solid damage coming out here, Rumble is going to have to back off as Syndra's going to get out just barely alive. Meanwhile, in the spot lane, Ezreal is all alone, but he's definitely holding up his own. He does have the call, as he is hoping for that farm difference, but here comes Pyke. Swimming down to the bot lane. The Q landing out along with the E stunning as well, but Ezreal was not prepared to get that early damage stacks off. Damage is currently even, but Pyke is definitely hurting. He's not able to get the regen just yet. But he's just going to barely stay alive as he gets under tower just in time. Dives back in. As he's diving back into the fight here, missing the E, he does land the Q, but he is slowly getting chewed out as he's getting focused down. The heal's coming out from Ezreal to keep him alive, but MF is not looking too hot as she is out of mana. The extra heal coming out from Yuumi right now is going to keep them barely alive. Ezreal's going to get shut down with the flash. Ooh, and Pyke just barely gets out alive here. Despite these tricky maneuvers from this Pyke, this MF and Yuumi are holding on their own. Once again, looking at a 5-2 difference here with 1,000 gold up on Cleveland State here. But that Infernal Drake is up. There is no vision on him, but it does look like Cleveland is holding the advantage on vision down here in lane. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Camille is absolutely flexing those robotic leg muscles, showing what she has in store for this Renekton. Able to get the first tower plate of the game here for herself. Alana landing some solid damage, but she is taking some tower shots here. She has to play it a bit safe. Looking for that E, she's not going to find it, but she's going to find another shot to the face here. But Renekton is looking worse for wear as the Tiamat is doing work. Meanwhile, there are rotations down in the bot lane starting up for this Drake right now. There is no Graves, but there is an Olaf. And Syndra is looking to help clear out some vision. We're looking down there right now. Rumble's taking some solid damage. Pyke trying to land the Q is going to get stunned by Syndra, which will keep her alive, but definitely hurting. Meanwhile, some engages back up in the top lane. It's a great fight as both ultis get popped right now. Camille landing the ulti on top is not going to spell it well, but here comes Graves coming up from the side. The flash is barely going to keep this guy alive, but Graves is going to pick up a kill in the end. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, a quick Q is going to get grabbed, but nothing shown of it, especially with Olaf around the corner. Now they know where Graves is, so that means this might spell out a free Drake unless this Ezreal is able to get ulti here in time. Pyke is definitely looking forward with some help pings coming out here, but is not able to get there in time as the smite comes out. Rumble was around the corner trying to look for something, but can't find anything due to Syndra coming up around the corner. Luckily, Ezreal and Pyke are also able to get out of the mix just fine. The Q coming out, though, along with the E landing as well. The Ignite landing on top of this MF. Damage is looking strong here as the shield comes out for Yuumi, but there's barely any heals left. One ulti gets popped for another one as Pyke gets shut down by Olaf, but Ezreal gets the kill on top of MF. Popping his flash, he's barely going to stay alive there, along with the Olaf coming away. Meanwhile, Rumble landing the ulti as well, but a quick flash from Syndra is going to keep her alive. Ooh. Olaf popping his ulti, looking for something, but meanwhile, Graves is going to flash in, getting the 2 autos off and getting another kill under his belt. This man is looking for a 3-0 here. As the matches do continue, Rumble now has free lane of the mid lane, most likely looking for a tower stack here, but it does not look like the minions are going to be in his favor. Nope, the autos are going to be just enough. He's got to get it. As we have a quick moment of peace here. Oh, I almost spoke too soon. Oh god. As we have a moment of peace here, taking a look around the board right now. The kills and gold are definitely in favor of Gigastuck right now, as they're looking at just over 3k ahead. But I'm also looking a little bit more now. Almost 4k, as we do have the quick pickup from Graves on that Rift without anyone contesting him for that. But the Drake is definitely in favor of Cleveland State here. lot of a skirmish here in the bot lane, but oh my god, that Q damage from MF is gonna spell Ezreal to get out. But this Pike is still bloodthirsty. But a lot of tower a lot of farm and stacks here going over to the side of Gigastuck as well, but I will definitely not count out Cleveland State just yet, especially because it's the first match. But they have been showing up pretty well on some objective control on that Drake, as they were able to get everyone around when they figured out the Graves was out of the way. And plus, they have a pretty strong team comp overall. But as I'm speaking a little bit too soon, Rumble's coming around top along with Graves as they're going to drop down the Rift for this early tower. The ulti's getting popped by Renekton, but it's not going to be enough as a quick steal from Camille is going to spell a death sentence for Renekton. And that first tower is down, giving first tower gold straight over to Gigastuck, but there's no one to hold that tower's safety as Shelly is able to get another charge off on this tower. She will not stay alive though. But they will get second tower up in the top lane. Quick TP coming in from Rumble right now, looking to spell Death Sentence on the spot lane. Pike's able to get the quick kill on top of MF, but Yumi's gonna get shut down by the Camille. That TP was actually coming for Rumble, but I guess it wasn't. So he's actually coming back to the mid lane right now, scaring off this Sinja, but another TP from the Renekton might spell some danger here. Graves is nearby, looking for something, but he's taking solid damage as the Ignite is going to burn him down, spelling Syndra early shutdown gold right there. But Rumble was able to get a quick return to kill in the mid lane and be able to get out safe and sound. Once again, just absolute crazed, bloodthirsty fights going on right now between both of these teams. Both teams showing off pretty well, but it's the more the merrier coming out for Gigastuck here as they are showing up with the numbers to each one of these fights. Inherently, Cleveland State's not doing anything wrong. They are holding off pretty well, and they're honestly fighting as where they are, but just the complete mobility coming out here from Gigastuck is going to be rough. The ulti landing on top of the Olaf, but that doesn't smell much, but he is surrounded by two ultis on both sides, but his teammate's able to get one off as well. Solid damage as he's going to get picked up by another member here. And three members of Gigastuck are going to be looking around for some vision on this Drake as it does come up in about 40 seconds here. Whew, we are on fire today, folks. These guys are not slowing down for anything. I'm not really able to get any thoughts off. Drake Conception, something I'm looking for here. It's definitely that shutdown on that Camille would be good. She does have she has that Triforce, which is not looking too spicy, especially for the top lane, but getting the shutdown will definitely limit a lot of their mobility here, especially if you can get that on the MF or possibly the Olaf. Or actually, any of the members taking that shutdown gold would definitely be pretty nice there. Rumble as well is definitely good for team fights with his ulti, but he's kind of just cleaning up kills in the end, so he is not that much of a worry. Of course, unless he picks up a few more, and then he's a bit more scary. He does not have a full item belt yet, but he's looking for the Morello's first item rather than actually a normal starting item. He wants that magic pen. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need that. Well, not the magic pen. He's looking for the. I forget what the term is. I'm tired today, folks. I might go grab a Red Bull after this first match, and you get even more energy. But meanwhile, in the top lane, speaking of energy, Renekton popping off the ulti and the quick maneuvers to get out of the way as Camille unfortunately misses her E on top of him. Whew, almost kill there for the Camille and or the Graves, but they're gonna round it off with getting Camille a red buff up here in the top lane. That Cloud Drake is up and ready, and both teams are definitely looking for it here. But it looks like Gigastuck gamers are going to get on top of it first here without much in the way of contest. The members are in the way, but they really don't want to get near it, as a quick clear from these members is going to spell another Drake popping up here. And as the chimes rise, it looks like we're going to have a Mountain Drake Soul popping up as well. Extremely good for both teams, especially for Cleveland State. It's good for a comeback. Speaking of something, I don't know what, quick fight happening at top here as Camille's able to get the drop on Renekton, absolutely shutting him down. 2 ultis getting dropped on top of this MF, but she's barely able to stay alive even with the Ignite on top of her. Meanwhile, Olaf is on top of this Graves, burning him down. The ulti and the quick dash over the wall is going to keep them alive. Oh, both members looking absolutely low. It's terrifying. Ohan, you are... I don't know how to say your name. I'm going to say... Oh, it's Snapsky. I see that and I love it. That was a... Hold on a second. That was a bit of a long E. I've played Camille. I've never landed an E that long. I could be wrong, but you know, it wouldn't be a first. It is a bit one-sided here, Snapsky. Especially, again, 15 minutes, a huge gold lead up, 14-4 in kills and 3 towers. Can't spell out Cleveland just yet. It's just they're getting picked off. The comp here, especially for Gigastuck, was a pick comp, and they are definitely doing it well. But just a few members able to take down, actually almost just one member. Just drop the Camille on anyone, and she can definitely pick them off with some slick moves here. The rift is up as this mid tower is going down. Renekton's able to stay around the corner and definitely clear up those waves. Multiple numbers are nearby fighting for this tower in mid. But it won't spell out too much. Unfortunately, Renekton's not able to clear it out too quickly here. Ooh. We're looking for some team fights right now. Graves taking a heavy amount of damage from that MFQ. She might be 2-4, but she's definitely up in farm. Numbers are backing off right now. As people want to try to play safe, a Q whiff coming out from the pike there. He's going to take a quick Q on an extra auto for his troubles. Meanwhile, over on the side lane right now, the ulti getting popped by the Olaf. Won't spell much, as it doesn't matter to this Camille in the end. But unfortunately, she's going to get picked out on the side right now. But some quick maneuvers are going to keep her alive, as 2 kills are picked up for Gigastuck right now. Make that a triple, as this Yumi's looking for something. But she's able to get the pike in the end. 4, 2, 1. Some quick maneuvers coming out here for the Camille is going to keep her alive. But honestly, that's what she's known for. And with so many members down, that's going to be another Rift Herald coming over for Gigastuck here. It is swamping through. It's absolutely terrifying here. As members are now starting to group up and take these towers. Camille is focusing this tower alone as she's able to, as Rift is dropped in the mid lane here. Pressure's looking on both sides. Olaf looking for something, but Giga gets stunned in the air. Camille looking for some quick moves right now, chunking down this Olaf to past half health with a single Q there. And just absolutely tearing him through. Melzo is absolutely dominating this match right now. Meanwhile, in the mid lane here, mid tower is gone, and Shelly was able to get another charge off on that inhib tower. But meanwhile, Camille is all alone, looking for something. But again, quick move, she's able to get away. She doesn't even have a tier 2 boot, she only has tier 1 in the magical boots. Mid inhib tower goes down, exposing the base and cracking it open like an egg right now. Meanwhile, all the members are rotating up top as Camille's going to be holding off that bottom lane by herself. The quick stun here from MF as she's able to launch the ulti and the ignite. The shutdown coming out for Syndra. I said MF, I'm going wrong here. Syndra able to pick up that shutdown gold, looking pretty nice in her pocket. Meanwhile, Olaf is able to drop the ulti on top lane. That tower is going to go down, but members are definitely hurting up here. As Syndra and Renekton are coming up, the quick ulti from the Rumble is going to keep the entirety of Gigastuck Gamers alive. Absolute just bloodfest coming up for both teams right now. Especially over on the side of Gigastuck, they are bloodthirsty and they are showing it. Showing it so much that we are over 10k on the gold lead right now. 19-6 in kills, 8 towers to 0, and 3 bounties on members' heads if they are holding the farm advantage overall here. Almost solely coming out from the Camille and the Graves alone. Just, I mean, look at that. Just 150 to 98 and 181 to 109. It's absolutely insane as they are diving for this Mountain Drake. They're looking to contest it, but I don't see much in the way of happening as Olaf and Yumi are not matching up to it. They don't really want to dive in for this. Baron Naster is up and ready for members as pings are coming out here. Cleveland State does not want this Baron to go down. They lose that Baron, they might just lose the match as their base is already wide open. Members are backing up right now as the rest of Gigastuck is trying to round up, looking to shove in this mid lane here after that Drake grab. Ooh, the almost quick maneuver Q there coming up from the pike is not going to spell death sentence in the end. Members are definitely holding off here. Looks like Camille's going to be going down there alone against the Renekton. She's not scared at all. She is a bit scared at the tower damage though. Able to get some Q damage and land a solid W. That's from a W! Chunking out a fourth of the Renekton's health with a single W. Meanwhile, Pike's a little bit far forward as the Olaf ulti is popped a bit. No, he's not popping his ult. I'm dumb. Must have popped some other ability there. Ooh. Camille looking less rare, but Sinja is going to get dropped on by her. The ulti's not enough, and that's a shutdown for Camille there. Meanwhile, in the top lane, 4 members versus 1. It's going to take to shut down this Rumble, but they're all extremely low health. Graves is nearby, but the ulti's going to miss on the side. The quick shutdown of 4 MF right there. But a double kill for Pike and an extra kill for Camille. Make that another kill for the Ezreal. That is an ace. They don't even need to get that inhib up in the top lane as it's going to spell death sentence. A 22-minute game coming out here for the first match of this best of 3. It's going to be an absolute domination by Gigastuck gamers here in this match. Oh my goodness. Some all chat conversations happening right there, but you guys are not able to see it in the end. Quick victory there, just absolute domination coming up from Gigastuck gamers right now. 22 minutes, they rocked a 24-8 in kills. Rocket 2 Drakes and 2 Rifts. They didn't even need Baron. Then in a couple seconds here, you guys are going to be seeing the damage charts as I am seeing them now. As they're looking pretty interesting here. As you guys are now able to see those as we speak. It's going to be Camille, of course, in the top there with the solid damage. But not too shabby coming up in the MF, who was behind most of the game, but was able to get 15k off for that match. And Rumble with the ultis and the fire and flames is going to get 12k in 3rd place here. Solid damage all around. This Camille was absolutely dominating through that top lane and through the rest of the matches. She was able to push solo without much in the way of pushback. But again, looking at that MF, she had some solid damage in that bot lane there, even though it did look pretty rough early on in the match. That Ezreal and Pike were not exactly ready for that duo. But with some more rotations for Olaf, they might have been able to get that bot lane even farther ahead. Fortunately, 2 members are not able to hold up the rest, but we'll see what happens here coming up in just a little bit. Once again, GG2 Gigastuck gamers as they're able to take that first match as an almost absolute sweep there. But let's see if Cleveland State can definitely bring it back within the few minutes here. This is a best of 3. We're going on a match 2, and I'm excited to see what happens next. We'll see you guys in just a couple minutes here. Okay. Bye-bye. All right, and welcome back, GGLeagues fans, to this second match of this best of three between Cleveland State University and Gigastuck Gamers. As we saw last time here, Gigastuck absolutely dominated the first match here, going 28 to 8, with 2 Drakes under their name and 2 Rift Heralds as well. As we're diving into the pick ban phase here, first ban is going to be going to Echo. Once again, Cleveland State does not want to see that Echo in the jungle. Also, hi, my name is Mercenary. You might hear me pause here and there because I'm also eating chocolate right now, because that was a crazy match and I need something to calm me down a little bit. But as we're going into this match right now, second bans are coming through. First ban over for Gigastuck, because they, again, do not want to see that Aphelios. And then the first new ban coming out here for Cleveland State is going to be the Graves. Graves absolutely dominated the match earlier on, doing extremely well-placed work and just being overall a crazy jungler to begin with an Orin also coming out for Gigastuck. Gigastuck not really changing their options much as they were before. Next ban coming out here for Cleveland. See what we got around the corner. Got about 20-ish. Got a couple seconds left here, I believe. And it's going to be the Yuumi ban. Yuumi, also seen last match, did extremely well at keeping that NF alive, especially in those bot lane fights, spelling out trouble. Actually, no, Yuumi was over on CSU. I wonder why they're banning that. Third ban comes in. Once again, it's going to be the Khan. But as we are looking in here, CSU is going to pick up a Varus immediately. First matchup there. Varus, a great ADC down there in the bot lane, especially good. With landing Q shots and whatnot. And just overall, just solid damage. Plus, saw a pretty good ulti for team fights nonetheless, especially for crowds. Let's see what he gets paired up with as we are looking right now for the next pick to come out. Gigastuck is going to be hovering that pike, and it looks like they'll be ending up choosing it as well. Actually, no, it's the quick switch to the Ashe. Ashe, an interesting pick, namely in the fact that we haven't seen an Ashe in a hot minute. She's not exactly meta-based right now, but she's not a bad ADC whatsoever. Definitely slowing down opponents with just solid abilities overall. So we'll see what pairs up with that. Normally, a Thresh would be good with that, especially for slow hooks. Speaking of Thresh, there he is. Looking for the bot lane combo of slow and then hook, as Ashe's passive allows to apply Frostbite to slow things down. But the quick counter through to that Thresh looks like it's going to be the Morgana pick. Morgana, a great ADC, especially for the Black Shield and the Qs. And just overall, a lot of damage, especially in the form of AoE with her W. Whew. Burping a little bit there. Had a bunch of water. That's always great. But as we're looking here, it looks like the jungle pick is going to be hovered over onto the J4 for Cleveland State right now. J4, a pretty good jungler overall. He actually has a new skin coming out with the summer line that should be coming out actually on next Wednesday. On the 24th, it is predicted that the new patch is coming out here. You're welcome. I know what I'm buying with my birthday money. Not the J4 skin. I'm actually buying the Talia skin and the Oriana skin and the chromas for Shen. And I'm spending a lot of money soon. And the quick pick of the Fiddlesticks in the jungle. It's going to be what Gigastuck is going to be popping up there. Fiddlesticks, great at clearing. Absolutely insane. Might be a little bit tough for J4 to keep up, but I guess we'll see what happens in the end there. Going into bans, looks like next ban's going to be going over to Gigastuck here. As they're hovering, we might see something banned from last time, or they just might be keeping up the normal bans. We do have the jungle and the bot lane picked out here. Pretty solid pick overall for Cleveland State, but they also had a pretty solid team last time, and they just got absolutely shredded. A solid bot lane as well for Gigastuck as well in that jungle, with a Fiddlesticks as well allows for a lot of gank potential. Definitely what their jungler is looking for lately. The set ban for the top lane is going to be put down. Set, always an extremely strong top laner ever since he came out. Great brawler with a great ulti for team fights overall. But it does look like Gigastuck is going to be going for a pick comp overall, and they really want to stop that team fight comp that Cleveland State had last time. They had the potential, but they just got shut down early, and that snowballed into a defeat. A Syndra ban coming out from last game. Syndra absolutely dominating in the mid lane there in the end. Oh, holding off pretty strong, keeping herself alive. This is the first person to shut down that Camille. Which is a fun thing to remember. We had another top lane ban coming on the form of Maokai. Maokai, a great team fight component up there, especially with his ulti slowing it down. Especially when you don't really have that fast of members, especially for just all the members they have picked out right now. Not exactly quick enough to outrun the roots. Final ban is coming up for CSU here as they're going to ban out another mid laner, the Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia, a strong mid laner nonetheless, doing solid damage left and right with a pretty strong ulti. She's able to land it on any of the members. An immediate Aurelia pick here. We don't know where we're going to be seeing that. Maybe in the mid lane or maybe in the top lane. Especially, it's a bit risky for them as they do not have a solid pick here or there. Well, they don't have a solid idea of what's going to be played in the top lane at all, or the mid lane. But it looks like CSU might have the upper hand on something they could play in the top lane. Based off of that Camille's performance up there in the top, we might see that be the Aurelia up there. But it looks like it's going to be the Lucian pick, probably going up into the top lane with a Mordekaiser pick. Look at that old Mordekaiser. I miss old Mordekaiser, sort of. Not really. Honestly, I love the new Mordekaiser. But we have Mordekaiser as well, so it's probably going to be Lucian top, Mord mid. Meanwhile, final pick is going to be over to Gigastuck Gamers here. Let's see what they have going, and it'll definitely solidify where that Aurelia is going. Looks like she's going into the mid lane, as it's going to be the Gangplank pick for the top lane. As you can see right now on your screen, that is going to be the lineup of bans and picks for both sides. Teams are looking absolutely terrifying. Once again, I'm going to give... It's actually kind of hard to give over the comp pick, but based off of what we saw last time, and the comp picks that we saw, is this comp pick in general, is definitely going to be going over to Gigastuck. They have a dancing laner right now with a Gangplank. Actually, Gangplank and Aurelia could be switched out for mid and top, so I guess we'll see what happens there. But most likely that Gangplank is going to be going top, as that Mordekaiser is the death of him. Solid pull from Mordekaiser, and Gangplank is not going to be feeling really very well whatsoever. But again, that bot lane synergy down there is absolutely insane, but the Morgana is definitely going to make it a little bit easier on the Varus down there. And jungle-wise, that Fiddlesticks is a very strong gank jungler, as we did see a lot of ganks happening with the Graves last time. And he also has an extremely powerful clear, so I'll most likely be seeing that a lot more Fiddlesticks across the map. People are talking about the new pro draft thing that we're using right now. Pentac, that's what it's called. I've never heard of Pentac. I'm okay with it. I definitely agree that it is a lot more forgiving, as we do sometimes have errors with pro draft. But pro draft is kind of the mainstay for us here at GGLeagues. As we're going through the bans right now, and soon on to the picks. Already kind of tossed down my my feelings of the comps there. I want to see a comeback from Cleveland State, because again, they definitely have that potential, especially for team fights, but they just got shut down so quickly early on. Actually, it looks like they're switching up here. I was wrong. It looks like while Gangplank is still going top, and it looks like Aurelia is still going to be mid, it's going to be the Mordekaiser top with the Lucian mid. Pretty interesting pick right there, as that Mordekaiser's going to have an bit of an easier time against that Gangplank up there. But I want to see what Hoodridge Bandit's got up his sleeve with that Aurelia, because Lucian could definitely dance around that Aurelia, lest he doesn't dash fast enough. Sorry, I'm super confused. They're banning out members that are not what they banned out before. But, they're still going by their word as of picks, so I guess it's okay. I don't know, I'm super confused on that one, but whatever. Gotta go for the memes if you want to reach your dreams. I'm gonna just eat this chocolate real quick, just a little bit. Just a little nibble. That's all we need. The classic. I mean, if it was alphabetical bands, then you would have Aatrox on there. There's no Aatrox, so it's not alphabetical, Milkman. How dare they? I'm joking. It's still alphabetical. As bands and picks are going through right now, it's just... I'm just interested to see what's going to happen here. Cleveland State definitely has the potential if they are able to last long enough until a team fight phase, but as we saw last time, Gigastuck has no, has no reason to keep them going, and so they have, again, a pretty strong pick comp, and even besides that, they just have a strong overall team fight comp in general. But with the Fiddlesticks in tow, they're definitely going to be looking for a lot more picks here during this match. But it's going to be really a strong battle of the bot lanes here, as both of these matchups are extremely strong by themselves, with the Morgana and Varus just looking to tear through 1Q, land some more damage for the Varus. But Ashe and Thresh is a pretty well-known combo down there in the bot lane. With about 15 seconds left here, this is going to be the second match of this best of 3 here. Can Cleveland State bring it back and get us to those silver scrapes, or is Gigastuck Gamers going to once again tear through the team? We'll see what happens here in just a couple minutes. best of three. Well, welcome back, GGLeagues fans, to this best of three match here, as we're going to our second match between Gigastuck Gamers and Cleveland State. We have Cleveland over on the blue side, and we have Gigastuck over on the red side, as we're just about to dive into this match here. And surprise, surprise, I have a wonderful new guest hovering up here to help me cast today. That's going to be Leche. How you doing today, bud?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to go into game two. Game one was pretty much a stomp, and now that going right into it, Nuez with the Predator Fiddle, this is kind of like an antithesis to the champion, but I think what that signals is he's going to be looking for some early action the moment this guy gets boots, which could just be after a very quick first clear because of his champion. He might instantly try and unlock himself onto the rest of the map.
Definitely, especially with a lot of the ganks he had last. As we are looking here right now, we have a 5-man waiting in the top bush here up by the red side red buff. But it doesn't look like anything's going to happen there, and they're going to just back off and play it safe.
Yeah, they're just recalling. They just want to play this game pretty standard because they know they have the better level 1 Thresh. Definitely going to be better than like a J4 or Fiddle can start Fear if he really has to, right? They have the tools to try and find a pick. But if no one really walks into them, they're just going to play this game safe because the onus is going to kind of be on the enemy team in the early game to really step it up. Lucian will be very dominant in the laning phase, and so will Varus Morgana. That lethality Varus coming out, signaled by the Arcane Comet, means that Okisaki is really looking to run this lane versus the Ash Thresh. But, that just shows that, Red Side, they do not want to slip up. They do not want to make any mistake early, because if they do, that'll just feed into the snowball that Okisaki and Daddy Strange and Wrecked by Kakarot will be able to pull out.
Ooh, the quick flay come out here from oh my gosh, Thresh here. Spelling out some solid damage down there on top of the Varus. Meanwhile, in the top lane, a few load autos here and there, not going to spell any much damage or a death to behold. Level 2 is immediately grabbed by the Mordekaiser, though. He gets the passive off the extra Q. Meanwhile, in the melee right now, Aurelia is trying to do some damage, but Lucian says no. Just stop. Don't do this.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how you expect a lot of these things to go. You expect the Mordekaiser to be slamming this gangplank early, and that's exactly what he's doing. You can say the same about Irelia. Every time she walks up, Lucian should be peppering her with these auto attacks, with these double shots. And that level 2 Lucian power spike, where he's able to Relentless Pursuit and Piercing Light, it's just absolutely devastating in the early levels, especially before Irelia has that level 6 to be able to all in. But in the bot lane, it looks like something's going on.
Solid damage coming out of it. Both Knights are being popped along with the Black Shield, but it's not going to stay very long. Fortunately, Varus was not able to auto any more times, but it does look like the side of Gigastuck are looking very low down there in the bot lane. Morgana, unfortunately, is going to have to keep it back and wait for those potions to heal her up.
She is so low right now, and she's deciding
and the quick
to stay.
through the frickin' minions there, as solid damage comes out left, right. Unfortunately, Ash is able to quickly pick up that Varus, but meanwhile in the jungle right now, we have Fiddlesticks being hunted down by members here. The quick lantern play by Thresh is going to save Fiddle's life, and first blood is going to go over to Ash.
It's not even over yet.
Yeah, Lucian's looking for some solid damage on top of this Aurelia, who's trying to get the drop on him, but he is definitely spelling out. He doesn't have any more mana, so he's not able to keep up the fight. I'm not going to back off there. But absolutely dominating play coming out there from the bot lane from Gigastuck right there.
Yeah, these gamers are here to play today. Normally, you expect Varus Morgana to just run a lane, even if it's not lethality Varus. And of course, there really isn't that much of a difference in the first level between the two builds. But early on here, you see Okisaki in a lane that he should be winning. His support just got chunked out way too early, and that led that set up for an absolutely fantastic play on the bot side.
Yeah, speaking of fantastic plays, J4 is going in on top of this gangplank, landing the knockup, but there's the TP coming up from the mid lane for Irelia. J4 is forced to back up as Irelia is still looking for him. The ward placement is down, but J4 is just barely able to get away from the stun there, keeping himself alive till later on. But this allows Lucian to catch up and farm here, as he's going to be looking for an even more dominating play down there in the mid lane.
It's crazy that there's only been one kill so far this game, because I feel like I almost have no time to talk, no time to breathe, because both these teams are just constantly going at it. But only one kill so far in the bot lane. Everywhere else on the map, it's just been constant back and forth, constant scuffles, and I haven't seen. Uh-oh.
Speaking of scuffles, the Q landed through the minions once again for this Thresh, as the W's gonna pull the Ashe in close. The Black Shield is placed down, but it doesn't look like much as the flash is gonna come up. The TP's coming up from behind though, as we have Mordekaiser and J4 showing up as well. Thresh is gonna get caught off by the Q as Mord's gonna pick up a kill for himself for that top lane. A 1-for-1 trade, but this Ashe is looking even scarier down here in the bot lane.
Yeah, this Ashe is picking up more and more gold, and that kill went into, or it didn't go into the pocket of Okisaki, so he hasn't even been able to finish his serrated Dirk yet, and that's really one of the first moments where Varus starts to deal more and more damage in this lane and have more control, especially over Ashe. She really has no way to dodge those piercing arrows, so setting him this far behind already is putting the gamers in a really nice situation. That being said, I do know quite a bit about Cleveland State League. I know Wrecked by Kakarot. He is a really good player, but
Ooh, but speaking of damage right now, one ulti from Gangplank is going to slow down the J4 as he was looking for some aggression, but it's going to spell a death sentence as Thresh is also popping up. A 3-man with an ulti from Gangplank is just going to completely wipe J4 off the map.
Yeah, that was a very nice roam from Scrim. Him and his jungler are just on the same page, and they know, hey, here, our mid laner's getting a little bit abused. Let's give him priority. Let's set something up. And although they didn't get wrecked by Kakarot, Daddy Strange was right there, falling into their hands. But Cleveland State know this dragon is happening, and gamers look like, or pardon me, they look like they want to contest.
They want to try to fight for that as the bot lane over on Cleveland State is being surrounded on both sides. But it looks like Aurelion Thresh are looking quite light right now as Thresh keeps taking the solid damage. He's almost one Q away. The Q dodges past, but here comes Lucian popping up from the side. The Drake is gonna absolutely decimate that Thresh. Thank you, Mountain Drake. Cleveland State could definitely use that extra kill in their hands. The dragon is low though, and Irelia and Fiddlesticks are around the corner. The reset starts to happen, but Varus is keeping it away. J4 is gonna get caught off guard, but he luckily pulls away. The smite comes out, and J4 gets it. The ult for Irelia is placed down. She's diving in right on top of that MF, but it's not gonna find anything there as J4 is gonna shut her down. Meanwhile, Ashe is in the corner as Lucian is looking to catch her. Cowboys fighting soccer players, as people always like to see, but unfortunately J4 is left up to hang and dry. The smite is gonna give him a little bit of extra health right now, as he's just barely gonna get away. Unfortunately, not at all. The single auto from Ashe is gonna take him down. We're looking for a 2-2-1 for the side of gamers right there. And the execution on top of Kakarot. Oh my gosh. Oh, but meanwhile in the top lane, the flash comes out, but no kill happens. A quick trade happens between Melslow and Slicker up there in the top lane. I don't actually know what happened to Mordekaiser, but I know what happened to GP. He got chunked down by that passive.
Yeah, I think it was just some minions that ended up finishing off Mordekaiser fighting in the wave there, but honestly, I'm not sure. It could have been almost anything. Because that's kind of the tone of this game. It just feels like there are constant fights all over the map. More than a kill a minute right now, and Scrim is pretty far up.
Happening now. Thresh lands the Q, but Ashe is a little bit late to the party, so he's gonna take a ton of damage. Yikes. I was more interested in a fight there. But it looks like Cleveland State definitely has their act together for this match, but not for long as another hook lands for Thresh. He is a god landing these hooks right now.
But the problem is some of these hooks you just can't hit. Like, even if you do hit them, you're locked in place, you're slowed, and every single time Okisaki punishes him for it. With the Black Shield assistance, with the Binding assistance, he has pushed Scrim so low that he just now forced out the flash.
Yeah, says Ashe is going to take some more damage right now as Thresh has to back up. Meanwhile, on the top lane, this Mordekaiser, while not exactly ahead in farm, is definitely ahead in the damage. Everything's looking pretty right as J4 and Lucian are looking for that GP, but some ward placements are going to keep him alive as it looks like Cleveland State is going to be going for this Rift.
Yeah, right now the objective is definitely Rift Herald. Both junglers are topside, but Nuez taking the scenic route, picking up red buff on the way there. That being said, There's no real vision control on this objective, so it is still possible to steal it, but Nuez will probably have to trade his life, and this is very likely going the way of CS LOL.
Yeah, solid grab there from the Mordekaiser on top of Meslo as it looks like J4 is able to steal in the air. The ulti happening down there. But meanwhile on the bot lane, another skirmish is happening as well. Another one's happening up in the top lane as the ulti's getting popped out by the Gangplank as it's going to shut down the Mordekaiser here, who was just close enough, but with one orange bite, it was able to keep that GP alive there. A quick trade for a Rift, and that's how it ends there.
This Rift is going to have to get CS LOL a lot more than just 2 or 3 turret platings, because they're very behind right now. 2.5k gold, and with a composition that should not be in that position. J4 should have been, J4 or Lucian should have been a great mid 2v2. Hoodrich, Bradlet, and Nuez should not have been able to fight there.
Yeah, but a solid fight here in the mid lane. Oh my goodness, as we were talking wrong, just complete domination, some dancing by the dancer herself. It's gonna shut down that Lucian real quickly. Taking a couple tower shots in the end there, but that was impressive. Land the E, lands all the Qs in the autos, and just correctly pops with the W in the end.
Yeah, wow. A textbook Irelia trade, and it worked out for the better, and this is putting her closer and closer to her Bork. There's a lot of memes on Twitter about, of course, Bork and Death Stance, but although memes can sometimes go a little too far, these have not. Bork and Death Stance are incredible items right now, and especially on Irelia, who applies on hits with her Q. This is going to be so much damage once she finishes it, and she has. Lucian isn't going to be able just to walk up and, punish her like he should be able to in this lane. Now it is her turn. It is Irelia's turn to take control of this lane, something that should not have already happened at 11 minutes, but the gamers have been excelling at that so far. They are winning matchups they should not have.
And it looks like they're listening to right now, as it looks like a quick trade for top for mid is going to go along here. Especially with Mordekaiser not able to keep up in farm right now. But meanwhile, an ulti lands on top of Ashe. But unfortunately, Fiddlesticks is around the corner.
She's getting out!
Multiple TPs. All members are out and safe. Aurelia is stabbing in the back line for another thing. But the ulti from Mordekaiser can keep him alive. Fiddlesticks is able to get an ulti damage on top of the Morgana, as the ulti from Thresh is going to keep this Mordekaiser absolutely boxed in. It's a 3 versus 1, and he's not going to get a kill for it. He gets shut down by Aurelia, and what looked like a really strong play coming out from Cleveland is going to get absolutely turned around by gamers right now for a 2-0.
They got out? What in the world? What in the world? Red Side should not have been able to do that at all right now. And Okizaki is landing some very dangerous piercing arrows. But, it does seem like Red Side just really wants this bot lane priority, because now it's their turn to get the second dragon. It's going to go over to them. Winddrake. It's going to feel pretty nice on some of their champions, reducing ult cooldowns. Gangplank, Fiddle, Ashe, of course. But it is going to be the Ocean Soul. Both of these teams want it. Probably the strongest soul in the game, and has been for a while. So, and with already all of the inbuilt healing of the items and just the champions that gamers are going, Ocean Soul is going to mean that the team fights and the skirmishes and the just poke wars always will go gamers' way. But Daddy Strange is looking for more on the top side.
It looks like right now Wrecked by Catcross keeping up in the well, but meanwhile Melso is holding off in the outcove, dropping the ulti on top of Lucian, try to keep himself alive for a little bit longer, but it's not going to spawn much. Catcross going to pick up an extra kill, but he was able to stay alive for a really long time up there.
Yeah, Meslo was incredibly out of position. Great map knowledge by Daddy Strange.
Out of position right now. The quick flash might spell Mordekaiser's life, but Irelia's 4-1 right now. She's just absolutely tearing it up there. But meanwhile, speaking of the Rift Tower, it's going to be dropped top right now, and it looks like that might be first tower going over to Cleveland State. Speaking of some solid damage, the Q chest landed top of the Morgana, but unfortunately, it's not going to spell her death, as she is able to get the Black Shield up in time. Oh, and it doesn't look like even Chili's going to take down the tower. The TP from the GP is going to force the other members to back off, even though they had a pretty massive wave coming up in their way as well. Meanwhile, the ulti down here in the jungle is going to spell Death Sentence on top of this J4. He's just barely getting out right now. The suck's not going to happen, but just a quick smack of the auto is going to spell a Death Sentence for this J4. Once again, gamers are absolutely on point, while Cleveland was looking pretty strong there early on. It's just, they're just popping up. They know how to adapt and prevent later on.
Yeah, this team knows how to push their limits well. They know their champions better than the enemies do, and
Yeah,
here goes
speaking of
Scrim.
limits right there, quick hook lands on top of Varus is going to spell stats, and the ulti from Morgana isn't going to spell much. Ooh, the flash is going to keep her safe from the hook, though. What is this? What was that thresh hook? That's what I'm questioning.
Both of those were pretty insane. That second one almost landed. Akernar flashing in a straight line, almost getting tagged up by the second death sentence. But yeah, Scrim, although he's been getting low constantly, he's been all over the map, and he's been deciding so many of these fights that's going to miss. And here's Daddy Strange.
Speaking of the match, Daddy Strange is landing on top. The quick flash is going to keep Thresh alive, and the lantern pull is going to keep Thresh alive.
Daddy Strange missed the EQ. That may have been a kill or given him the distance to follow up. But he Q'd and then E'd? So that was really rough. That's really all I can say about that one.
Unfortunately, that's not going to be another death there. And just the bounties are stacking up. Mind you, Fiddlesticks and Ash have not died at all. They're rocking a 5k gold lead. And even though Aurelia has died once, she has a... Not 4k, oh my gosh. 500 gold bounty.
Oh, it hit.
Oh my god. quick shutdown there, Bolling. Speaking of gold leads, GP launching an ulti all the way from top to quickly steal a kill from Irelia, who honestly had that down pat, but I mean, like, hey, can't hurt to share some of the gold, as it looks like a tower is going to be going here, as no one's able to defend against this absolutely insane Irelia.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard, because the question normally now would be, how do you get back into this? And the answer is, it's what CSL have been trying to be doing. They've been looking for these picks with Daddy Strange running around the map. They've been looking for some kind of TP flank to get them a gold influx they so desperately need on one of these bounty holding carries. But every single time, it just gets turned around. Every single time, other than that one top gank, Daddy Strange has gone somewhere. His gank has been turned around into either him dying or one of his allies dying. So just some really heads-up play so far from gamers.
Oh, but this Thresh is a little bit out of position. Ooh, the Q just barely missed from Morgana as he just quickly sidesteps to get out of the way. Meanwhile, saw a little bit earlier when we were talking about that Irelia absolutely being insane. I saw a spam of about 5 assist needed pings down in bot lane on top of her. So looks like Cleveland is not exactly excited about that Irelia right now. But we have about 30 seconds until the Ocean Drake pops up, and Cleveland just does not want to let this one get away. They need to start getting members on top of that, as currently Vision shares that Gigastuck is holding that river hostage.
Yeah, and until Akernar gets their hourglass finished up, this Irelia is just going to keep managing to run rampant in the backline, because unless Akernar can try and play aggressive and look for something, which she really can't until hourglass is finished, I don't see that many other tools, because every time Daddy Strange goes for something, it messes up. There have been no aggressive or even responsive Death Realms so far from Slicker. And Wrecked by Kakarot has just been trying to farm up, trying to get relevant, but they're just getting outpaced.
Definitely in the end there. He's definitely looking for that top tower, though. But it looks like they didn't even want to try to fight for that Drake. Completely surrounded, vision controlled, down there for that Drake. Daddy Strange says, I'm just going to go look for some farm top and possibly land on top of this Rift Herald. But Irelia is going to go and meet Kakarot up there in the top lane, but not soon enough, as the first tower, actually for out of both games, the first tower for Cleveland State is going to go over in that top lane right now.
Yeah, so that is going to go over to them, which pat on the back, good work. But that was minions. I don't think anybody got any gold for that one other than just local.
I don't think anyone got
and as well, having to back off of that because Daddy Strange and Akenar have not been able to push forward the vision line, it means that this Rift Herald may be uncontested. Yeah, Daddy Strange is just going to walk away, and that goes already to the side of gamers.
Oh, right now Slicker's looking for this GP. He's able to land the trio of damage right now, but no ulti in sight. Quickly, a W is going to keep him alive. The ulti's coming out. The barrel's not going to be there. The flash as well. This GP is actually able to get out of the way. Wait a minute.
He still has flash.
He did. Wait a minute here. The GP got ulti by Mordekaiser, but popped in orange just in time. Oh my god.
Yeah, you can use that to get out. It's a very nice matchup, and now Meslo is just baiting him at this point. Poor Slicker.
Yeah.
That's tragic.
Speaking of baiting out, there goes Slicker from the bot lane to the Death Realm. As right now the towers are all being pushed on all ends right now, and the question really is, where do you go from here? Static Strange is also going to get caught up there. The quick flash is not going to spell much, but the ulti's in the way. Looking for something. A quick root Q by the Morgana is actually going to take the kill. Thresh goes down to Morgana as Varus is catching him now. GP has to run. The flash ulti lands on top of GP, but the quick orange is going to keep him alive. The chase continues. 1Q lands on top. The ignite lands as well. Meslo stands in the corner waiting for the Fiddlesticks to pop up as he quickly gets himself a double kill for that bot lane. Quick 2 for 3 trade down there. Unfortunate, and it looks like it's going to go the way of Gigastuck again, as they're going to drop the Rift Carol to get that bot lane tower without any contesting.
And I was really close, because I was excited. I was really close to being excited, because Daddy Strange had finally made a play that, even though he died, Scrim had some great flays and death sentences there. Even though he died, it looked like Okisaki was finally going to get some more resources. He is 1-6 right now. He should be 6-1 with his lethality Varus build, especially against Ashe Thresh, with the kind of lane that he had. So I was really excited to see him get some more resources because the time is ticking on his build. But as soon as I saw that, it turned right back around, and here's Daddy Strange looking for something.
Things turning around quickly. The dive in from Daddy Strange is going to look for something. But the quick ulti and Lantern from Thresh is going to keep that really alive. Once again, this Thresh is all over the map. He's doing an insane work keeping these members alive right now.
Oh, Scrim. Scrim is definitely an MVP candidate, I'll put it that way. This guy has, even though he hasn't been, the biggest carry, even though he hasn't always hit the death sentences.
Talking right now, the ulti lands on top of Mordecai. He's going to pop the ulti on Aurelia to stay alive. He's going to get quickly shut down, though, as you can't really stop this Aurelia. The flash hook lands on top of Daddy Strange, but quickly the E placed from Morgana is going to keep him alive for just a little bit longer. A double kill picked up for the Ashe, and Fiddlesticks is going to shut down the Varus. A 4-0 coming out here for Gigastuck as they're looking for this Baron. It's just a repeat of last game, just on the other side.
Yeah, right for Kakarot's looking for something under his own tower.
Oh my, yeah, speaking of a repeat, unfortunately Kakarot tries to stop Meslo, but just gets completely bursted down. So with no one to defend the base, that bottom tower is looking pretty worse for wear, and they're going to stack a Baron on their heads.
Yeah, these fights are going so fast and happening so often. It feels like sometimes when I'm trying to hand it off to you, I mean, he's already dead, like there. I was like, I was thinking, wrecked by Kakarot, diving Meslo under tower. I'm sure, this is probably going to be some kind of extended fight. No, Meslo just killed him, just like this.
Speaking of another fight, Meslo's taking down Slicker right now. Other members are trying to show up, but Meslo's able to get a kill.
Oh my god.
But the use of the ulti from Daddy Strange is going to shut down the Gangplank. I don't think the ulti was really worth it. If he could probably land a Q, an EQ, that might have spelt out death, but might as well confirm a kill rather not to get one.
Yeah, he used it to get over the wall, so at that point, he's got a cat, but Scrim.
He goes for landing on top, but quickly the E is going to keep them alive right now. Scrim unfortunately gets caught out, but here comes Aurelia on the sideline. Daddy Strange will pick up another kill. Aurelia, without a Thresh, is looking pretty worse for wear, but waiting for her other members to come up. She might be baiting here. As Ashe and Fiddlesticks are able to flank from the side, Morgana's the first to fall. Legendary status coming out for this Ashe right now. Solid damage as another 2 fall to this Aurelia. The ulti's just gonna whiff through the other two, but it doesn't matter. Varus is gonna get shut down by Fiddlesticks, but diving into the side lane, looking on top of that Fiddlesticks, not gonna find much though.
He's out.
Ooh, the shutdown for Mordekaiser didn't get spell much. TP coming up from Meslo. This might be it.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an inhibitor, maybe a Nexus turret, but I don't know if this can be game. The entirety of CS LoL are coming up on pretty much the same death timer, but it seems like gamers are just going to go for it. I mean, they've been dominant this entire game. Why stop now?
Ooh, quick Q physics there, landing on top of the GP. As J4 is looking for the backline as well, looking on top of that Ashe. Solid damage left and right. The Flash is going to keep her alive, but meanwhile, Kakarot's just getting completely bursted down by the GP. What in the sweet hell happened there? Member's going to back off as it looks like here that Cleveland's going to able to keep the base alive, but Daddy Strange being hunted down in his own base by Aurelia and going to get shut down. Godlike status looking out for Hoodrich Bandlit. I love that name. That's a great name.
Yeah, Hoodrich.
A little bit of
actually,
silence
oh
there. Come on.
Yeah, Hoodrich just dove him under tower and then walked back towards his own side to take the
Ooh.
tier 2.
Yeah, really here, she's actually gonna get shut down by the Morgana. Picking up another kill here. The hook just barely missing. I think that was the first mishooked for Scrim this match. But 2 towers are down and they're still defending against these Waves supers on this Nexus tower.
And at this point, if you are CS LoL, you've got to be asking yourself some important questions about how this game went and why this game went the way it did. Because Ocean Soul's about to come up, and you do not have the tools to effectively contest it. So how in the world are you supposed to get back in this game if what should have been a win condition you had a lot of bot lane priority over is completely going Gamer's way?
Definitely in the end there, especially just looking right now, Ashe is godlike and has just no deaths. She's gone completely deathless, 8 and 6 with a 700 gold bounty on her head. She's had it since the beginning of the match here. Carrying it through, we're almost 20k gold up on the sides here. 31 to 11 kills, 3 Drakes, 8 towers to 1. CS just really has to sit down and question, like, where did this match end up going wrong? Where do we need to improve? By all means, they did not play poorly. It's just they just got circles run around them by gamers.
I'm going to take the next step, and I'm going to say that at the beginning of the game, I think they did look for some fights that they needed to, and they were set a little bit behind. But after that, they just stopped respecting the lead that the gamers had, and they did start to play a little poorly. You know, it is because of maybe they were feeling a little bit of a high from previous games or whatever it was. But they came into this with probably a lot of false confidence. I mean, you can just look for it in the plays that they're still looking for sometimes when they're this far behind, and they're really being punished for it in this game.
But Scrim is kind of standing on the side now, autoing down that inhib alone before Ashe shows up in the end. Looking for the Q, is not going to find it once again. Fortunately, Varus is able to get out of the way, but the pressure is still on top of this inhibitor. That Q is going to land and sit on top of Kakarot, and Fiddlestick's going to flash ulti in. It's not going to mean much. There goes the Morgana. There goes the Lucian. All the members are falling down. Gamers want to end this match here with a penta. Not even a penta, just an ace. But unfortunately, Ashe is dead. That's going to happen. No more perfect game for Ashe. But it doesn't matter for the gamers as they are able to completely wrap up this match in the end. The Nexus is open. They're just being greedy now, looking for this Varus.
I mean, they've been looking for him all game 1 and 8. He's trying to do something, but he can tell that the end is nigh as gamers start autoing the Nexus, getting it lower and lower. No, they're letting the minions do the work. They're just, dancing on their enemies' graves after a decisive game 2.
Gamers are going to end that one off with what people like to call a gentleman's game, with the minions finishing it off. But it's 35 to 12 in kills. Just solid damage overall from the entirety of the team. But we're going to be looking at these damage charts right now, as you guys will be seeing them here in a second. But oh my goodness, it's absolutely dominating right now. Especially, I'm going to actually, no, you guys can see them now. So looking right now, it looks like GP is going to be holding off with especially some of that ult damage up in the top lane with 21k in damage. In second place, though, this Varus is coming up once again with a little bit over the Irelia with 17 for 39, and Irelia coming up in a close third with 17 to 7-2. Once again, it was a good match for Cleveland. They had the strong plays of the Varus, but they just couldn't make anything happen with it.
He had the damage numbers, but they just were never where they needed to be. He was constantly poking out Scrim in lane, but they never managed to finish him off. They were constantly trying to get something onto Ugin, but you saw it at the end of the game. It took the whole game for him to die, and even when he did, 8-1 and 10. That guy was dealing damage everywhere and providing a lot of setup as well. Some pretty crazy Ashe arrows were landing or almost landing that really enabled the gamers in this match too. But yeah, I feel really, really bad for CS LoL, because like you were talking about, at the beginning, they were looking for some plays. They were trying to go for something to get them in this game, and they have the right idea, right? Jarvan Lucian should have been running circles around Irelia. Varus Morgana into Ashe Thresh, that should not even be a competition, but it was really all about gamers who stepped up and, you know, made the plays that they shouldn't have been able to make, but it's through their own personal prowess on whether it be the champion or in the game itself that they managed to, you know, squeak out this 28-minute win.
Yes, and once again, GG to both teams, and GG to Gigastuck for Gigastuck Gamers to finally pull that one off and wrap this match up quickly with a 2-0 win. Actually ending this match in perfectly 28 minutes. But that's going to be it for us tonight here at GG Leagues. If you guys enjoyed this match, I'm glad you guys were around. I'm glad for you showing up, Leche, eventually, because I was getting tired after that first match. But as we're closing out here, if you guys want to see what we have coming up next, we do have some Rocket League matches coming up this weekend, along with some more league matches coming up next week. If you want to vote on who you want to see next, or if you want to see what we have going on, make sure you go to any of our social media at GG Leagues to see what we have going on. And if you want to join into the matches, hear us, just shout your name and look at the solid Q hooks that you're landing in all of your matches. And maybe you'll even get the next pentakill. Make sure you go to ggleagues.com and see if you have a team in your area. And if you don't, make sure you talk to us here on our GG Leagues Discord, where you could probably set one up for your area, because we're definitely down to do that. Once again, GG to both teams here, and GG to Gigastuck for absolutely dominating win there. And my name is Mercenary, and we're going to tell you guys good night. Have a great one, and be safe out there.
Good night, gamers.